Tuesday and Wednesday. This is that webcast on bluesbaseball.com. They are also on the road next Thursday. And then on Friday, they're here in town, so that meeting starts at 6 o'clock. Our fireworks show is next Saturday, the 3rd of July. If you have a season ticket, your season ticket includes the fireworks show. If you're buying tickets for game day, you need to purchase those tickets early online at bluesbaseball.com. Fireworks shows do tend to sell out. And this year we are holding our crowd to 60% of capacity to take us in. Here's the lineup for the visitors, the Humboldt Crabs. The level begins at 7, the second baseman Dylan Phillips. And second will be number 3, shortstop Aaron Steele.
On another perfect 75-degree day here in San Luis Obispo, California, we couldn't be happier to welcome you to Blues Baseball on the Blues Streaming Network. Today, it's the 11-2 San Luis Obispo Blues facing off against the 13-2 Humboldt Crabs from up north. This is the second of a 3-game weekend series here at Sinsheimer Park in SLO. Last night, the Blues lost their 7-game win streak and fell to the Crabs by the score of 8-3. Blues losing for just the second time this season. Crabs, meanwhile, came in with a 4-game win streak and increased that number to 5. And now they bring their own win streak into Game 2 of this series. Last night's ball game featured dominant Crabs pitching. The starter, Caden Ricomini, going 7 innings and only holding the Blues to 2 runs. Blues would finish with 3, get to the bullpen late in a wacky 8th inning, but the Blues bullpen would struggle in the 9th, allowing 3 more runs to make it 8-3, as it was previously 5-3, and they would fall by that same margin. So the Crabs bring their win streak into Sinsheimer, and the Blues, following just their second loss of the season, will look to bounce back and protect their home field. Starter for the Blues today, Vaughn Moderer, making his second start of the season, his 3rd appearance. Vaughn comes in and is going to look to shut down a Crabs offense that jumped all over the Blues early. Austin Teixeira, the starter yesterday, faced early traffic but was able to pitch around it. Crabs would still get enough early and get a bunch of men on the base paths, a lot of traffic. Blues pitching had to pitch all around it. Crabs had the bases loaded at least 3 times. Blues were able to limit the damage, but still fell. So the Blues look to start a new winning streak. They still sit atop the CCL South. They lead their conference by half a game over the Foresters. Blues are 3-0 in conference play. Foresters 3-1. Their one loss to the Blues, that was 2 nights ago. And so the Blues sit atop the CCL South by just half a game, but they still maintain that lead. They're taking on the Crabs today, looking for their 12th win on the season and looking to snap the 5-game win streak of Humboldt, who made the 10-hour trip down here, of course, in 2 trips. They're led by manager Robin Guyver. Robin actually a former pitcher, graduate of Cal Poly SLO, went to college out here and managed his team to a victory last night back here in Sinsheimer. I'll be right back with you for first pitch after this rendition of our national anthem. And with that, we are ready for the 14th game of the San Luis Obispo Blues season. Second game of a 3-game weekend series against the Humboldt Crabs. As mentioned, the Blues fell last night, and there are some trends in the Blues' 2 losses this season. In their first loss, that was opening day here at Sinsheimer. They trailed 6-0 to Walnut Creek through 4.5 innings. Blues would score 1 in the 5th and 3 in the 6th to cut it to 2. Then the Crawdads scored 3 in the 7th to make that final 9-4. Blues were able to come back from the 5-run deficit. Last night, the Crabs would lead 4-0 through 3.5. Blues scored 2 in the bottom of the 4th to keep it close, but 1 run in the 7th and 3 in the 9th from Humboldt secured the final 5-run victory. So what's the trend? Teams that have been able to jump on the Blues early and pull away have also had pitching complement that offense that delivers early and hold the Blues to limited runs late. In last night's case, none. Blues scored 1 in a wacky bottom of the 8th, but were unable to come through, and the deficit, of course, being what it was at 5, it was asking a lot from the guys in the bottom of the 9th. Blues average 9 runs per game and 11 hits per game on the season in general. They scored their season low, 3 runs last night. They averaged 10 in their wins. Most runs they've allowed in a loss is 6, and that was in the 3rd game of the season against the Lincoln Potters. As mentioned, starter for the Blues today, Vaughn Moderer. 1-0 on the season, 4.15 ERA coming into today, 4 1/3 innings pitched for Vaughn. This will be his second start. He'll face a Crabs lineup that leads off with Dylan McPhillips playing second base, Aaron Casillas playing shortstop, Gabe Gioso the first baseman, Andrew Allenson starting at catcher, David Morgan the third baseman, Tyler Gannis the right fielder, Aiden Morris the DH, Luke Powell the center fielder, and Drake DiGiorno batting 9th and playing left field. And we're ready for baseball here as Moderer takes the mound. Second start of the season for him, 3rd appearance for the Blues. And here's his first pitch to McPhillips. Swung on and missed, strike 1, and we are underway here at Sinsheimer. So Moderer has only given up 2 runs on the season. That both came in the first appearance, his first appearance of this season, Game 3 in Lincoln. Gave up 2 runs in an inning in 1/3. Delivers strike 2 and quickly gets ahead 0-2 on Dylan McPhillips. Leadoff hitter today. Only gave up 1 hit, Vaughn did, in his last start. Went 3 innings, only allowing the 1 hit. Of course, held the Mudcats scoreless. That's outside ball 1, count 1-2 to Dylan McPhillips. McPhillips, who bats second yesterday and caught, had 3 singles and 2 RBIs to his credit. Contributed, of course. Outside ball 2, and the count is even now. So McPhillips moves to lead off, and Andrew Allenson, who we did not see last night, bats cleanup and does the catching today for the Humboldt Crabs. Here's the 2-2 from Moderer. It's hit out to center. Ranging on is Cermak, and he'll make the catch. 1 out. And here's Aaron Casillas, the shortstop today. Casillas bat 8th yesterday. He had 3 singles, also 2 RBIs. Mirroring McPhillips' performance, he moves from 8th to second in the lineup here today. Righty and righty, as Moderer throws 5 pitches to get the first out. Now delivers a breaking pitch high to Casillas, and it's 1-0. We're just underway. There's 1 out in the top of the first. No score at Sinsheimer. Moderer looks in. 1-0. High. Ball 2. Vaughn, a sophomore at Cal Berkeley, hometown of San Rafael, California. Here's the 2-0 to Casillas, and that's in there for strike 1. So Casillas, part of a bottom of a Crabs lineup, bottom third, I should say, that was insanely productive. He drove in 2 of their 8. That one's golfed out to right, and Fenn finds himself in shallow right to make the catch for the second out. So Ryan Fenn moves into shallow right to make that catch. 2 flyouts for McPhillips and Casillas, and there's 2 out in the top of the first for Gabe Gioso. Gabe, who also bat third yesterday, had 2 walks and a double, swings and hits that one out to right. And Costello ranges on to make the catch. So it's 3 outs in the top of the first on 3 flyouts for the Crabs. Moderer sets them down 1-2-3, the opposite of what we saw yesterday. Crabs hit a leadoff home run on the 4th pitch of the game. That would give them a 1-0 lead, and they would not look back from that. They would win, of course, 8-3. But Moderer sets them down 1-2-3 flyouts for McPhillips, Casillas, and Gioso to end the Crabs half of the first. And we'll head into the bottom of the first for the Blues bats, and they'll be on to face Cade Van Allen. Cade, who's gotten plenty of work this season, 15 1/3 innings pitched. He has started 3 games. This will be his 4th start, his 5th appearance overall. Comes in 2-0, has allowed 8 hits and 4 earned runs. Strikeout numbers, decent at 12, ERA at 2.35, I should say. The concerning number for Van Allen is the walks. He's given up 14 walks in 15 1/3 innings pitched. In his last start, that came on the 19th against the Seattle Studs, went 4 full innings, picked up the win, only gave up 1 earned run, no hits, but he walked 8. So Van Allen coming off of a start that saw him walk 8 batters and only strike out 5. So we'll see how his control is here early. Again, Cade coming in 2-0. Sub 2.4 ERA. And here's how the Blues line up today on a Saturday afternoon. It's a different lineup. First we've seen of this one so far. Connor Costeca leads off and plays shortstop. Ryan Fenn bats second and plays second. Ryan Cermak, of course, batting third and playing center field. TJ Clarkson bats cleanup and plays first base. Tate Samuelson bats fifth and plays third base. Johnny Bloom is doing the DHing today. AJ Esperanza will bat seventh and do the catching. Thomas Trinka will move from right field to left. And Nick Costello, who plays right field, is in the 9-hole. Blues offense that was held to their season low in runs, just 3. Previous low was 4. That came in their first loss of the season. So when the Blues have been unable to score more than 5 and score in the first 3 innings, when they have not scored in the first 3 innings, the Blues have lost twice this season. It has only happened twice, and in both times they've lost. So quick starts are key for the Blues. If we were doing keys to the game, scoring first would certainly be one of them to give Moderer an early cushion. And it'll be Cade Van Allen, the tall, lanky right-hander, facing the lefty, playing shortstop today, Connor Costeca. First pitch from Van Allen is in there for a strike. So Costeca, who is most comfortable leading off and playing shortstop, that's how he'll play today. 0-1 from Van Allen. Costeca swings, hits that one to McPhillips at second, and he'll toss on to Gioso for the first out. 4-3 on the ground out for Costeca, and here comes Ryan Fenn. who got to third base on an error last night. Crazy play. Was driven in by Mason Grotto. That was Grotto's 21st RBI. If you're wondering where Mason is today, he's getting the day off along with Austin Shell, and much deserved for those two Blues that have been extremely productive. And now Fenn's at the plate, taking strike one from Van Allen. Fenn, the average at just 200 this season. 5 hits, 2 doubles, and 3 RBIs to his credit. Swinging bunt is fair, and Morgan has to range on and throw over to first. It gets away from Gioso. Fenn is going to head into second and be safe. So Fenn will single and reach second on an error. So Fenn will officially single and reach second on an E5. And here comes Ryan Cermak, who will bat with 1 out in the bottom of the first, and Ryan Fenn at second. Still no score here at Sinsheimer, and this is Cermak's first at-bat. Van Allen will check second and deal to Cermak. Swung on and missed strike one. Cade Van Allen, fastball, changeup, curveball for the starter today. Says he throws more changeups to the righties. And we'll see how he attacks the righty Ryan Cermak. Count 0-1 on him. Outside ball one, Fenn, as we mentioned, he singled. So he put the ball in play and forced David Morgan to range on from third to make a really difficult throw to first. It got away from Gioso. We rule that an E5, and Fenn is safe at second. And Cermak bats now. 1-1 count, 1 out in the bottom of the first. No score. And Cermak will pop that one up. Infield will have a look at it. And calling for it is Van Allen. And he'll make the catch on the mound for the second out. So Cermak pops out to the pitcher. And there's 2 away for TJ Clarkson. TJ was leading the team in batting average for a while. He now surrenders that to Mason Grotto, who has the day off. Clarkson, the average at 375, trying to add to the RBI total of 7 for him on this season. Takes ball 1. So aside from Fenn reaching, after singling, Van Allen has gotten 2 dangerous Blues hitters out. And now we'll have to through the cleanup man, Clarkson. 1-0 to him, and that's swung on and popped up. Morgan will range on from third and have a look as it drops into the Crabs bullpen on the left side. So the count 1-1 on TJ Clarkson. There's 2 out in the bottom of the first. Moderer set the Crabs down 1-2-3 in the top half. And the Blues trying to score early here with a man in scoring position. That's Ryan Fenn on second. And here's the 1-1 to Clarkson. Outside part of the strike zone, and it's 1-2 now. Wind blowing out from right to left. Van Allen checks second twice and now deals. That breaking pitch. So TJ will take first after being hit by a pitch. That's the 5th time it's happened to him this season. So it'll be men on first and second. Fenn is at second. Clarkson is at first for Tate Samuelson, who for the first time yesterday was held hitless. Samuelson struck out 3 times and grounded out, going 0 for 4 for the first time this season, and awaits the first pitch from Van Allen. It's a curveball that doesn't hit the zone, and it's 1-0. So Van Allen misses with the breaking stuff, and Tate will await his second pitch. Samuelson, who drove in the first run of the game early in Santa Barbara, bases loaded, sac fly. Blues wouldn't look back and won 5-0. Takes a fastball high, and it's 2-0. 2 outs, bottom of the first. No score. And the Blues looking to score early and give Moderer a cushion. Here's the third pitch from Van Allen to Samuelson. Swung on and missed. Strike one. Tate, who has bat fifth and started at third in every game he's played this season. Tied for the team lead in home runs with 2. Tied with Cermak in that category. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. So if Samuelson reaches, it'll be Johnny Bloom who's doing the DHing today. Van Allen looks in. 2-2 count to Samuelson. Gets the sign from Allenson. And after checking second, delivers that 2-2. High, ball 3. And first full count we've seen today. Samuelson awaits a payoff pitch. Average at 294 for Tate coming into today. Runners take off, and Samuelson will pop that one up to shallow right. Ranging on is Gannis to make the catch for the third out. So the Blues will strand men at first and second as Samuelson flies out. He'll start his day 0 for 1, and we'll get through 1 inning with no score. Blues send 5 men to the plate, unable to bring in 2. And it's no score through 1 as we'll head to the top of the second. And Vaughn Moderer's second inning of work here on a Saturday afternoon. And we're happy to have you along with us here on the Blues Streaming Network. Blues offense that is looking to get back on track today. After being held to their season low in runs last night. Blues, of course, have not lost 2 in a row following the loss to Walnut Creek on opening day here at Sinsheimer. That was in the 4th game of this season. The 5th, they'd come back and win by a score of 7-2. And we mentioned a key, certainly scoring in the first 3 innings. But the man on the mound is tasked with shutting down a Crabs offense that looked extremely comfortable at the plate. Came through early and came through late when it mattered most to give a cushion to a bullpen that was terrific. Of course, the starter, awesome in his own right, Cade Enricomini, only giving up 2 runs to the Blues. Those both came in the bottom of the 4th. The 1 run off the bullpen, scoring because of some outfield mistakes. It was the center fielder and right fielder running into each other, allowing Fenn to reach at third, and he'd be brought in by Grotto. Here's Andrew Allenson. We didn't see him yesterday. He'll do the catching today. And he's, of course, batting 4th today for the Crabs. First pitch from Moderer is taken outside for ball 1. Allenson, the average at 280 coming into today. Here's the 1-0 from Vaughn. In there, strike 1, count even. Allenson second in the team in hits with 14. Tied for the team lead in 2 home runs. Fouls that one off. It's 1-2. 10 RBIs, 11 runs scored. Has walked 6 times. And the tall left-handed catcher awaits a 1-2 from Vaughn Moderer. Outside ball 2. Moderer, who's set down the Crabs 1-2-3 on 3 flyouts in the top of the first, faces Allenson to lead off the top of the second. No score here in Sinsheimer. 2-2. Fouled straight back against the netting, and we'll do it all over again. Allenson giving the signs to Cade Van Allen today. Looks at a 2-2 that's way inside, and it'll be a full count at 3-2. No outs, top of the second. Here's that payoff pitch from Moderer. Fouled straight back. Early battle here to start off the inning. Allenson staying alive. Moderer shakes off the first sign and nods in approval of AJ Esperanza's sign. That one's lined into right. It'll drop for a base hit. Allenson will round first and stay there. He'll take the single into right, and Allenson starts his day 1 for 1. First base runner and first hit of the day for the Crabs. Here's David Morgan, who we saw made some highlight plays at third yesterday. And he'll bat with Allenson at first and no outs. Top of the second. Moderer out of the stretch for the first time today. Delivers ball 1. Morgan, who yesterday did not have a base hit, reached after being hit by a pitch and reached first on a fielder's choice. One-0. Swung on and missed. Count will be even at 1-1. Allenson with a good piece of hitting. Pulled one into shallow right. Dropped for a single. And here's David Morgan now to bat with him on first in a 1-1 count. And righty on righty as Moderer delivers ball 2. Allenson with that single now tied for the team lead in base hits as Morgan pops one up. It'll land in the crowd. And it's the first souvenir of the day. David Morgan, the average of .348 coming into today after yesterday's ball game. So the count now 2-2 to him. Allenson, who just got his 15th hit of the season, is safe at first. And there's no outs in the top of the second. Here's a 2-2 as Allenson takes off for second. Gunning there is Esperanza, and he'll be safe. So Allenson steals second. That's his second stolen base, just his second of this season. So he finds himself in scoring position, and the count now 3-2 as Morgan took a ball as he took off, and here's a payoff pitch from Moderer. Outside, ball 4. Morgan will take a walk, and the first 2 men have reached for the Crabs here in the top of the second. Here's Gannis, the right fielder. He'll bat with 2 on. It's Allenson at second. He singled and stole second. And David Morgan, who was just walked. Still no outs. Top of the second. Crabs threatening here early. And Moderer looking to get out of a jam. First pitch to Gannis is popped up, and Costello will range on. But no one can make the catch in foul territory. It was the whole right side of the infield as well. Turning on the Jets and unable to get under that one. So it's fouled off, and Gannis is in an 0-1 count. Moderer checks second twice. And now deals an 0-1 to Gannis. Fouled off again. This one will drift into the Blues bullpen. Tyler Gannis, the right fielder, in his spare time has made some music, made some songs that are on Spotify. So not only a baseball player, but an artist. And he's in an 0-2 count to Moderer as the Crabs threaten with men on first and second and no outs in the top of the second. Otterer will step off and threaten to throw to second, keeping Allenson honest. He'll head back in. And Gannis still awaits the third pitch of this at-bat. He's in an 0-2 hole. No score here in the top of the second. Crabs trying to change that. 0-2. Fouled off. So Gannis has swung at all three and fouled them all off. Count remains 0-2. Another capacity crowd at Sinsheimer. Orange seats filling up. And, of course, the lawn chairs out as well on a perfect mid-70s Saturday afternoon. That one swung on and hit to Samuelson at third. He'll tag the bag and gun to first. Ew! Thought he got him, but Gannis will be safe by a step. Samuelson, who made that same double play, similarly in the top of the first yesterday, to hold the Crabs just one out. So he'll tag the bag at third. Morgan will advance to second. And Gannis will be safe on first with a fielder's choice. On the fielder's choice. Moderer gets that first out, and it's still men on first and second for Aiden Morris, the DH today. First pitch from Moderer to him is taken for ball one. Morris, the average at 219 coming into today. Trying to add here to the RBI total of 5 for him on this season. It's Morgan at second. He walked. And Gannis, who just reached on a fielder's choice. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and foul tipped. So Morris in an even count now. DH batting 7th. Crabs come in again, 13-2, riding a 5-game win streak after last night's victory. Snapped the Blues' 7-game win streak, and now the Blues are looking to return the favor. But the Crabs threaten here early again. 1-1 to Morris. Foul tipped again, and it's 1-2. So balls that have been batted foul. The trend in at-bats to Gannis and Morris here. But Moderer able to get to 2 strikes again, and we'll look to put Morris away on a 1-2 pitch. 1 out, top of the second, no score. Crabs with men on first and second. Here is that 1-2. Runner takes off for third, gunning there, but deciding not to. Esperanza allows Allenson to steal his second base. Morgan. Morgan steals third. It was indeed David Morgan who steals third. 2-2 the count to Aiden Morris. Outside ball 3, and the count will be worked full yet again by a Crabs hitter. So Morgan, who walked, advanced to second on Gannis' fielder's choice. So Gannis is at first, and Morgan, who just stole third, is there. For Morgan, that's his 7th stolen base. Ball 4 is delivered, and it's the second walk of the inning for Moderer, as Morris will take first base. Bases will be loaded for Luke Powell, the center fielder. So the 2 walks have Moderer up to 5 walks now on the season after setting the Crabs down 1-2-3 in the top of the first. We're in the top of the second. There's just 1 out, and pitching coach Dean Traynor is out there to have a talk with Vaughn early. And he'll have to get through Luke Powell with the bases loaded and 1 out. We saw this early from the Crabs yesterday, getting a lot of men on base. Offensive numbers for Powell, nothing too staggering. The average at 163 coming into today, and he'll be looking to add to his RBI total. That sits at 4. Bats left-handed, center fielder Powell. And the Crabs have gone single, walk, fielder's choice. That resulted in the out and another walk. So that one's a swinging bunt. That's foul. Oh and 1 the count. Oh, 1 to Powell. Hit out to center. Cermak will range back and make the catch. Tagging is Morgan at third, and he will score as the throw is cut off. So the Crabs strike again early and lead 1-0 on the Blues. There's 2 out in the top of the second, and runners on the corners for Drake DiGiorno. So it's a sac fly and an RBI for Powell. That'll drive in his 5th run of the season. Crabs will lead 1-0 now, and Moderer just an out away from keeping the damage at just that. But he'll have to get through the left fielder, batting 9th, Drake DiGiorno, who takes strike 1. DiGiorno comes in, batting average of 200. Coming into today. 0-1 is high and inside. It's 1-1 now. Count even. It's Gannis at third and Morris at first. 2 outs, top of the second. 1-0 Crabs as DiGiorno takes ball 2. So that's just the 3rd run given up by Moderer this season. As we mentioned, gave up the first 2 in the 3rd game against the Lincoln Potters. Blues would win that one 8-6. Taken for ball 3, count now 3-1 on DiGiorno. Those 6 runs scored by the Potters, those were the most runs the Blues have allowed an opponent to score in a game that they still went on to win. Blues averaged 10 runs in their wins. 3-1. Called strike 2. Count will be full yet again. Blues have also not won a game in which they haven't scored in the first 3 innings. Their bats will be up in the bottom of the second. Moderer trying to keep it at just a 1-run deficit right now. Full count, runners take off. That one's lined to left, and ranging on is Trinka to make the running catch, and that'll retire the side. Every Crab has had an at-bat, and they lead again, 1-0 as they strike on a Luke Powell sac fly and an RBI to lead 1-0 through 1.5 here at Sinsheimer. So the Blues will trail early for the 2nd straight game. Crabs, of course, got their early run on a leadoff home run by Ethan Smith that led off the game. Smith is not in the lineup today. And it'll be Cade Van Allen, the starter for the Crabs, back out for another inning of work. He pitched around some traffic, gave up a single to Ryan Fenn, and Fenn would advance to second on a throwing error from David Morgan. TJ Clarkson was hit by a pitch, but after allowing a man to reach, Van Allen would get the subsequent out, and it'll be Johnny Bloom to lead things off in the bottom of the second for the Blues, trailing 1-0 for the 2nd straight game early here at home. Blues only scored in 2 of 9 innings yesterday. Most they've scored in is 7 of 8. That was in the 3rd game against the Solano Mudcats that they won 17-0. 17, the most runs put up by the Blues. They put up their least amount of offense yesterday, just 3 runs. Of course, made it interesting late when it was 5-3, and the final would end up 8-3 as 3 runs were scored by the Crabs in the top of the 9th. Here's Johnny Bloom, as promised, to lead off the bottom of the 2nd. Johnny doing the DHing today, wasn't in the lineup yesterday. Gives Austin Shell a day off, along with AJ Esperanza, who is due up next and is doing the catching today. So here's the first pitch from Van Allen to Bloom, and it's taken for ball one. Strike one, excuse me. Here's the 0-1. Sent back at Van Allen. It hits him in the legs. He'll field it on toss on to Gioso for the out. Here is AJ Esperanza starting and doing the catching today. Esperanza introduced himself to the Blues with a 2-run bomb up in Lincoln in the first game of the season. It was the first hit for the Blues this season. They wouldn't look back in that game. They won the first game of their season 15-5, 14-3 the next game. A Blues offense that is averaging, again, 9 runs per game and 11 hits. 10 runs in their wins, though. So when they win, they score a lot. Their past 2 victories, only scoring 5, of course, against Southern Division opponents. 2 big wins for the Blues this week, coming off of a loss in this one. And Esperanza will take strike one from Van Allen. There's 1 out in the bottom of the second. And it's 1-0 Crabs here early yet again. Esperanza awaits the 0-1 from Van Allen. Taken inside, ball one. Count even for AJ. Here's the 1-1. In the dirt, taken for ball 2. Esperanza gets ahead in the count at 2-1. Johnny Bloom grounded out to Van Allen to start out this bottom of the second, and here's AJ to bat with no one on and 1 out. Here's a 2-1, and it's high for ball 3. So we mentioned Van Allen has struggled with control this season. He has only gotten to a 3-ball count on 1 Blue. He did not end up walking them. Here is this 3-1, and it's taken for ball 4, and Esperanza has a 5-pitch walk. He'll be safe at first for Thomas Trinka, the left fielder today. For Esperanza, that's his 2nd walk of the season. And he'll be safe at first for Thomas Trinka. Way inside from Van Allen. Esperanza will take off for second and be in there safe. We'll rule that a passed ball. So Esperanza walks and advances to second on the passed ball. Trinka in an early 1-0 count. Trinka, the average at 258 coming into today with a runner in scoring position, looking to add to the Ribby total of 2. Here is that 1-0. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. One out here. Bottom of the second. It's Esperanza on second. And Trinka at the plate in a 1-1 count against Van Allen. Fouled off to the right side, and Van Allen will get ahead 1-2 on Trinka. Van Allen, whose walk of Esperanza. Was his 15th on this season, 1-2, way high and inside. Esperanza will take third on a wild pitch. So AJ walked by Van Allen, took second on a passed ball, and takes third now on a wild pitch. So Van Allen walked him. That's the 15th time he's done that this season. The ERA solid for Cade. We mentioned it coming in, 2.35. And he's in a 2-2 count against Trinka, who bats with Esperanza on third. That breaking pitch doesn't break, and it's 3-2 now. So here's a payoff pitch to Thomas Trinka. Takes a hack at that one, fouls it back to the right side of our press box. If you were with us yesterday, we had one almost end up in here. Second souvenir of the day. So there's just one out here in the bottom of the second. Tying run for the Blues just 90 feet away in the form of A.J. Esperanza. Here's another payoff pitch to Trinka. In there, strike three called, and Van Allen got him. So it'll be 2 outs now, and Esperanza still at third for Nick Costello, the right fielder today, batting left-handed against the righty Cade Van Allen. Costello out of UCSD. Smacks one foul to the right side. Van Allen gets ahead 0-1. Costello, the average at 167 coming into today. In his 24 official at-bats, he's walked 7 times. Here's the 0-1. That's low ball 1. So 1-1 count, tying run for the Blues at third. 2 outs, though, in the bottom of the second. Costello takes outside, ball 2. There's a good take from Nick. And early in this one, trailing 1-0, is a big at-bat for the Blues. Crabs score 1 in the top of the second. Blues looking to respond here in the bottom half. Here's a 2-1. Breaking pitch in there for strike 2. Count will be even for Nick Costello. If Costello is to reach, it'll be Kosteka. Costello awaits a 2-2. Hits that one over to McPhillips at second. It's grounded cleanly. Throw on to first in time. That ends the inning. So after Esperanza walks, takes second on a passed ball, takes third on a wild pitch, Blues are unable to bring him in from third. They trail 1-0 here early. We'll head into the top of the third with our score at just that. Humboldt leading early again. Yvonne Moderer out for his third inning of work. That's as long as we saw him go in his last start. But with every start, Coach Miller letting his guys go one more inning, depending, of course, on the pitch count and situational and the situation of their outing. But both pitchers through 2 have faced everyone in the lineup. Moderer has given up just the 1 hit, 2 walks, and the 1 run scored on a sac fly and an RBI. Has pitched with the bases loaded in this one, was able to get out of that jam and limit the damage. Just the 1 run, and that's where we stand here early. Crabs 1-0. Their bats will be up in the top of the third. I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you on the Blue Streaming Network. Thanks for spending your Saturday afternoon with us. We are in the top of the third. It is 1-0 Crabs, and we'll work our way back to the top of the Humboldt lineup. Dylan McPhillips is up, facing Moderer for the second time today, taking ball 1 from Vaughn. Dylan McPhillips flew out to center to start this ball game out. So he's 0 for 1. This is second at bat in the top of the third. Our score 1-0 Crabs here early. Moderer comes back with ball 2, and McPhillips quickly ahead in the count 2-0. We mentioned it. McPhillips bats second yesterday, moved up to the lineup spot, leadoff spot today in the lineup. 2-0 in there. Strike 1. So it's 2-1 on McPhillips. Moderer, who set the first 3 men he saw today down on flyouts, comes back with 2 straight strikes on the outside part of the plate, and the count is even now to McPhillips at 2-2. Shakes off the first sign from Esperanza, then nods as they agree on the pitch and location. 2-2 is in there. Strike 3 called, and he got him. So they agreed on an off-speed pitch that ends up striking out McPhillips. He's 0 for 2 to start his day, that time looking. And there's 1 out here in the top of the third for Aaron Casillas, who will bat with no one on, and his team leading by 1. Casillas drove in 2 yesterday, had 3 base hits, moved up from 8th to 2nd in the lineup, shows bunt, and takes ball 1. So with his production in the bottom third of that lineup, he's moved up today, has popped out to 2nd so far. And here's a 1-0 from Moderer. Hit out to left. Ranging back is Trinka to make the catch for the second out. So the first 2 men in this lineup, McPhillips and Casillas, start their day 0 for 2. Here's Gabe Gioso, who flew out to right to end the top of the first, or the top of the third now. He'll bat with no one on and 2 out. First pitch from Moderer to Gioso is fouled off to the right side. Having a look at it is Clarkson, but it ends up in the Blues dugout, and it's 0-1. A 1 count, and here's the second pitch to Gioso. It is fouled off, and Moderer is quickly ahead 0-2. Vaughn got his first strikeout of McPhillips to lead off this inning. That's his 6th of the season. And quickly ahead 0-2 here on Gioso. Swung on and a chopper to Samuelson, who guns over to first to retire the side. Sets the same men he saw in the top of the first, down 1-2-3 in the top of the third. Our score remains 1-0 Crabs with the lead. Blues will have their chance to respond in the bottom half of the third. And it'll be the top third of their lineup leading things off against Cade Van Allen, who will indeed be out for his 3rd inning of work. And while we have a moment in between innings, I want to thank one of our many generous sponsors, Via Automotive. They've been with us since 1946. That's all 75 years of the Blues' existence. This, of course, the 75th season of Blues baseball. Via Automotive. If you're in need of any automotive repairs in the San Luis Obispo area, check out our friends at Via Automotive, where their slogan is, "Our family taking care of your family."
Speaking of kids, our Club Blues youth camp is coming up on July 6th and 8th here at Cincinnati. And it's on 3 in the 10-0. We're waiting for the young to learn about baseball, teamwork. You can get information at bluesbaseball.com where you can look on the youth camp, or you can stop on our
It'll be Connor Kosteka to lead off the bottom of the third for the Blues. It's 1-0 Crabs here at Sinsheimer. Cade Van Allen back out for his third inning of work, has only allowed the one base hit to Ryan Fenn. He advanced to third on a throwing error from third. He advanced to second on a throwing error from third, Other than that, he has hit TJ Clarkson and walked AJ Esperanza. Last inning, the Blues stranded Esperanza at third, and it's Costeca now to lead off the bottom of the third. 1-0 Crabs here. First pitch from Van Allen is outside, ball one. Here's the 1-0 from Van Allen to Costeca. Outside, ball two. Costeca 0 for 1 with a ground out to second so far. Connor batting leadoff and playing shortstop. That's what he likes to do the most, he tells us. So more than comfortable with the role Coach Miller has put him in today. And he looks at a 2-0 that's in there for strike one. Two and one is the count to Costeca. Swung on and hit to Casillas at short. He'll field it and gun to Gioso in time for the out. Costeca now 0 for 2 with ground outs to second and short. Here comes Ryan Fenn, who singled and reached second on a throwing error. He was the first runner in scoring position for the Blues today. He was left stranded. Blues have left 2 men in scoring position, stranded, 3 men overall. Fenn grounds this one to Morgan at third, and he'll throw on to first. 2 out. 2 quick ground outs for the Blues here in the third. It's still 1-0 Crabs, and here comes Ryan Cermak, who popped out to the pitcher in his first at-bat. A bat with no one on. Cermak, who had the biggest hit of the Blues season. It was a loud one. 3-run home run to dead center at Pershing Park in Santa Barbara. Final would be 5-0 in that one. Blues beating the Foresters to sit atop the CCL South at 3-0 in conference play. Foresters 3-1. They lead by half a game. And of course, those two will meet a couple more times this season, and we look forward to those. Here's the 1-0. Cermak grounds that one foul to the left side. Count is at 1-1. So both pitchers dealing with traffic through 2. Van Allen has not so far in the bottom of the third. Cermak takes high, ball 2. But even when faced with it, they've pitched well around it. It is 2-1 to Cermak, the junior at Illinois State. 2-1 is way inside and in the dirt. It's 3-1 to Ryan Cermak. Cermak, who tripled for the 3rd time this season yesterday. That drove in the first run of the game for the Blues. That was in the bottom of the 4th. That was followed with an Austin Shell RBI single. Shell has the day off today. And so does Mason Grotto. Well-deserved day off for those two. They've been more than productive. Cermak, though, as we've seen in every game, batting third and playing center field. In a hitter's count, 3-1 against Cade Van Allen. 2 outs, bottom of the third, 1-0 Crabs. And here is that 3-1 to Cermak. Fouled away, and it's 3-2. Count will be full. Temperatures in the mid-70s at first pitch. Breeze blowing through Sinsheimer. Perfect day for Saturday afternoon baseball. Here's a payoff pitch, a breaking ball that's taken outside for ball 4, and Cermak will take first base. That is Cermak's 5th walk of the season. And here is TJ Clarkson, who was hit by a pitch for the 5th time this season. He'll bat with Cermak on. And 2 out in the bottom of the 3rd. Van Allen versus Clarkson, righty on lefty. Swung on and grounded to second. McPhillips has it and tosses to Gioso for the 3rd out. That'll end the inning. Clarkson swings at the first pitch he sees, grounds out to second, and that ends the bottom of the 3rd. And our score through 3, 1-0 Crabs.
And Ruben Marcano today is going to be playing for number 1277 new program. Ruben is playing for you. He will try to get the little nerf ball.
New pitcher on the mound for the Blues. We'll introduce you to him in just a moment after the short break on the Blue Streaming Network. Thanks for making us a part of your Saturday afternoon. New pitcher on the mound for the Blues. It's Kyle Wish, sophomore out of USC. Stands 6'4", 225, one of 3 players on the Blues from Illinois. Hometown of Clarendon Hills. Hinsdale Central High School in Nebraska. That's where he went to high school. He then spent 1 season at Nebraska, the University of Nebraska, before transferring to Southern California. And now he plays his summer league ball in the Central Coast for the Blues. But Wish is on in relief of Moderer, who went through 3, only allowing the 1 run. And here's the first pitch from Wish to Allenson. It is swung on and missed, strike 1. Kyle, who gave up the first run, his first run of the season, allowed back in Arroyo Seco. Saints got 1 off him, back-to-back doubles. Kyle would shut him down for the rest of his outing. Final in that one would be 5-1 Blues. Count is 1-1 to Andrew Allenson, who had the first hit of the day, his 15th on the season for the Crabs. Now back in the second, taken for ball 2. It's 2-1 to Andrew.
2-1 count. 2-1.
Kyle Wish, he's got a 2-seamer with some sinking action. He's got a slider, changeup, and a curveball. 2-1. In there, strike 2, count even now. We had great looks at the slider and the movement on it when we were at Jackie Robinson Field in Pasadena. The late break on it as he throws it to the outside part of the plate to either righties or lefties, and it's got a sharp break on it. Count is 2-2 as Allenson fouls that one off. It's 1-0 Crabs, and we're in the top of the 4th. Breaking pitch is taken for ball 3. Count will be full to Allenson. So Wish's last appearance was indeed in Pasadena. Makes his debut in this series, a 3-game weekender against the Humboldt Crabs. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. Allenson now 1 for 2 with a single. Wish starts his day out with a K. That's just the second strikeout of the day for this Blues pitching staff that was having their way with the Saints and Foresters coming in yesterday. Morgan pops one up to center, and Cermak is under it to make the catch for the second out on the first pitch he sees. One pitch, one out to David Morgan, and there's quickly 2 out in the top of the fourth for Tyler Gannis. Going back to last night's game, the Crabs struck out 8 times in that entire ball game. They've struck out twice so far. Moderer with 1. He finished his day with 1 looking, and Wish started his day out with 1 swinging. Now faces Gannis with 2 out and no one on. Breaking pitch in there, strike 1. Gannis, who reached on a fielder's choice back in the second, that followed a David Morgan walk. Aiden Morris would walk, and with the bases loaded, Powell would fly out to center, scoring the first run of this one. And that's why it's 1-0 Crabs. Second straight curveball is in there for strike 2, and Wish a strike away from a 1-2-3 inning. We've seen Kyle close, get the final 6 outs of a ball game. We've seen him come in relief of a starter. This is what he's doing here today. 0-2, third straight curveball, dips away, and it's 1-2 now. Coming into today, 7 innings for Kyle. Fouled back, third souvenir of the day. And an unexpected fan. There we go, kid gets it. Kid wins a souvenir. Yeah, count is 1-2 to Gannis. The ERA for Kyle Wish, 1.28 coming into today. Breaking ball is swung on and fouled away. Spoiled by Gannis, he'll stay alive in the count at 1-2. Most Wish has gone is 2 full innings, and he's done that 3 times this season. This is his 5th appearance, and opponents are just hitting 250 off of him. 1-2, popped up. Cermak will range on, and now it's Costello. It is indeed, it's actually now Ryan Fenn, who makes the catch in shallow right from second. So Wish does indeed come through and have a 1-2-3 inning. Second one of the day for Blues pitching. And our score remains 1-0 in favor of the visiting Humboldt Crabs here at Sinsheimer Park in San Luis Obispo, California. Blues bats will be up in the bottom of the 4th, still trailing by 1. I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you after this one. Thanks for hanging out. Welcome back to the bottom of the 4th here at Sinsheimer Park. It's 1-0 Humboldt Crabs. Leading off the bottom of the 4th for the Blues is Tate Samuelson. He's 0 for 1 today, flew out to right to start off his day. And he'll lead things off for the Blues half of the 4th. Trailing 1-0 early. Blues for the 2nd straight game do not score through the first 3, and they haven't won a game where they haven't scored through the first 3. We'll see if history repeats itself where the Blues were able to break through and come through. They had to come back for just the 2nd time, trailing late in the ball game. 0-1 as Cade Van Allen is still out there and delivers an 0-1 to Samuelson. That's driven out to left. Going back is DiGiorno, and it's gone! Samuelson homers for the 3rd time this season. He ties the game at 1. Blues get one in the fourth to lead it off. Here's Johnny Bloom. The homer for Samuelson, his third. He leads the team, his 15th RBI, and we are tied. First pitch from Van Allen to Bloom is in there for a strike. We are tied at 1. And here's an 0-1 to Bloom, taken way high for ball 1. Count is even now. So Samuelson, who was held hitless for his first time of the season yesterday, got a chance to talk to his dad before this one, and he said, I expect a big game from Tate. He has delivered early. He is 1 for 2 with a solo homer. And Bloom takes a breaking pitch that didn't break high for ball 2. Samuelson, who has yanked his homers out to left, and they leave in a hurry. He ties the game at 1. Bloom swings and misses through that one. It's 2-2 now. No outs, bottom of the fourth, tie ball game. It's 1-1. Crabs got 1 in the second. Blues get 1 in the fourth. On the Samuelson homer. Here's the 2-2 to Bloom. That one in there. Strike 3 called, and he got him. So Bloom strikes out looking. He's 0 for 2 today. Here's A.J. Esperanza, who in his first at-bat back in the second took a walk, took second on a pass ball, and took third on a wild pitch. Blues were unable to score him. So far, Blues have stranded 3 men on base, but it's tied at 1-1 off the Samuelson homer. A.J. Esperanza bats with no one on and 1 out in the bottom of the fourth in a tie ball game against Cade Van Allen, who delivers the first pitch fastball high for ball 1. One-0 gets away. It's 2-0. That's the 10th homer of the season for the Blues. Courtesy of Tate Samuelson. Esperanza, the man at the plate, hit the first one of this season. So he's got a homer to his credit as well. Here's the 2-0 to AJ. And it's outside ball 3. So Van Allen, who's gotten through 3 1/3 innings pitched, delivers a 3-0 to Esperanza. They'll say it nipped the zone. It's 3-1. (3-1) to AJ. Foul tipped and spoiled. It's a full count now at 3-2. Esperanza, who took his second walk of the season back in the second, has the average sitting at about 313 coming into today. Awaits a payoff pitch from Cade Van Allen. And Esperanza chokes up on his bat a little bit. Here is that payoff pitch. That one's high, ball 4. AJ has his second walk of the game, third of this season, and he is safe at first. Here comes Thomas Trinka. Exact same situation for Trinka as his first at-bat was. He bats with 1 on and 1 out. Both times he's hitting with Esperanza on first via the walk. And we're in the bottom of the fourth with just 1 out. It's tied at 1-1. First pitch to Trinka. Curveball, high, ball 1. One out to Trinka. High, ball 2. So we are tied at 1. Blues did not score through the first 3. Get a solo homer to lead off the bottom of the fourth. Crabs got a solo homer to lead off the game yesterday, and they would not look back from that 1-0 lead. Van Allen delivers a 2-0 to Trinka. High again, ball 3. And the walk for Esperanza, his second, the third for the Blues on the day, and Trinka on the doorstep of a fourth in a 3-0 count against Cade Van Allen. In there, strike 1. (3-1) to Trinka. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Count will be full. Esperanza, who is safe at first, has walked twice. And Trinka, who struck out looking in his first at-bat, awaits a payoff pitch from Van Allen. Before that, he'll throw over to first to check on Esperanza. Here's the payoff pitch. Fouled back. And into the VIP section. Every kid who wanted to foul ball, look at this. Every kid who wanted the foul ball is now, statistician Max Lober's going to go check on that one. Count is still 3-2 to Trinka. And there's one out in the bottom of the fourth. One man on for the Blues in the form of AJ Esperanza. Ball 4. So that foul ball went through the VIP deck and ended up outside of Sinsheimer Park. Windows were open. Meanwhile, Trinka takes another walk. So the Blues will have men on first and second, and a meeting of the minds on the mound with Cade Van Allen, who has now walked 4. We mentioned he struggles with that, or at least has this season. Van Allen had walked 14 coming into today. He's walked 4 now. The total based on balls, 18 for him on the season. He walked 8 in his last start. He'll stay out there to face Nick Costello, who's 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. After back-to-back walks, it is Esperanza at second and Trinka at first. Costello bats with them on and 1 out. We are tied at 1 here in the bottom of the fourth at Sinsheimer Park. Van Allen checks second, now deals. Swung on and hit. Double play ball to second, but it gets by McPhillips. And rounding and coming in to score is Esperanza. It's 2-1 Blues. So that ground ball by Costello that was hit to McPhillips ate him up. It's an E4. Second error of the day for this Crabs infield, and that one results in a run. So the run scores. AJ Esperanza has walked twice, now comes around to score, and it's 2-1 Blues. Van Allen now faces the top of this lineup and Connor Kosteka, who takes ball 1. There's men at the corners. It's Trinka at third and Costello at first. Kosteka 0 for 2 today. 1-0 to Connor. Taken for ball 2. So the Blues, who led off the bottom of the fourth with a Tate Samuelson solo homer, have taken the lead on an E4 on a ground ball that was hit by Nick Costello, who is now safe at first. Here's the 2-0 to Kosteka. That one's popped up. Ranging on from center is Powell, but Casillas, the shortstop, is going to throw home, and that'll hold Trinket at third. There's 2 out now. So Van Allen gets a key second out, and it'll be Ryan Fenn, who has singled, is 1 for 2 today. He'll bat with men at the corners, and 2 out. The Blues have just taken the lead at 2-1. Van Allen looks in. Righty on righty. And here's the first pitch to Fenn. Hit out to center again. And Powell will have that catch to retire the side. That's the 3rd out. But not before the Blues plate 2 and take the lead on a Tate Samuelson solo home run and a ground ball by Costello that ate up McPhillips and resulted in a run. It is 2-1 San Luis Obispo as we head to the top of the 5th, and the Crabs bats will have their chance to respond with Kyle Wish still on the mound for the Blues. While we have a moment, want to thank another one of our generous sponsors, Club Cannon, who provide the CO2 cannons here at Sinsheimer Park. Have those go off whenever the Blues score, and they just did twice in that inning. So thank you to Club Cannon. If you are in need of any special effects equipment, check out our friends at Club Cannon. They've got you covered. I'm going to take a short break. I'll be right back with you for the top of the 5th here on the Blues Streaming Network. Thank you for spending your Saturday afternoon with us. We'll go back to Sinsheimer Park. We are in the top of the 5th. It is 2-1 Blues. They just took the lead with 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th. Blues scored 2 in the bottom of the 4th in yesterday's ball game, but would only tack on 1 more in the bottom of the 8th and fall to the Crabs. They take the lead here. Crabs led 1-0 in this one again, but the Blues plate 2 and take the lead. And now we're in the top of the 5th. Kyle Wish still on the mound, and he'll face the DH, Aiden Morris, to lead us off here. Wish, who was working the curveball in the last inning. Got excellent breaking stuff. First pitch to Morris is grounded to Clarkson at first. He'll toss on to Wish for the first out. So Morris, who walked in his first at-bat, grounds out to first. And here's Luke Powell, responsible for the only Crabs run so far today. That came on a sac fly to center with the bases loaded. That would score the first run. Crabs would lead 1-0. Now the Blues lead 2-1, and the man with that lone RBI is at the plate. Bats with no one on and 1 out here in the top of the 5th against Kyle Wish. Breaking ball sent out to center. It'll be a base hit for Powell, and he reaches in his second at-bat with a single. That's only the second hit of the day for the Crabs. Other than that, they've walked twice, and Tyler Gannis has reached on a fielder's choice. So the second hit belongs to Luke Powell. And here's Drake DiGiorno, who flew out to left in his first at-bat. Takes ball one. For Wish, we mentioned just the one earned run this season. Has gone 2 full innings 3 times this season. Asked to do so for a 4th time from Coach Bob Miller. Now with a 2-1 lead. 1-0 is swung on and missed. Count is even at 1-1. DiGiorno, the left fielder. Bats with Powell at first. And his team down by 1 for the first time today. Here's that 1-1 from Wish. High, ball 2. Wish suffered an injury his senior year of high school, but that did not stop him from still being ranked a top 15 pitcher in the state of Illinois. That one's popped up. Infield will have a look at it. It's Ryan Fenn in shallow center for the catch and the second out. Fenn's caught a couple pop-ups today. And now we'll work our way back to the top. Dylan McPhillips, 0 for 2 today with a flyout and a strikeout. Bats with Powell still at first, and now 2 out in the top of the 5th. Wish through 1 2/3. Looking to get through 2. Throws over to first to check on Powell. He'll be safe. Keeping him honest. McPhillips, who struck out looking back in the 3rd. That was Moderer's only strikeout of his 3 full innings pitched. But only gave up the 1 run. And now Wish set to protect a 2-1 lead. Throw into second as Powell tries to steal. He is out. So Powell took off and was thrown out from behind the plate. A.J. Esperanza guns to second on a line and gets him to end the inning. It's still 2-1 Blues. We will head to the bottom of the 5th. This is a Humboldt Crabs offense that came into today after last night's ball game, batting .263 as a unit. Pitching staff with an excellent combined ERA of 1.87. Both have kind of held true, if you think about it. Have only allowed 2 runs to the Blues. Now 5 runs in 2 games so far. There will be a new pitcher on the mound for the Humboldt Crabs. We will introduce you to him in just a moment on the other end of this break. Thanks for hanging out on the Blue Streaming Network. New pitcher on the mound for the Crabs is Cole Tremaine. So Cade Van Allen's day is done after 4 complete innings of work. Only gave up the 2 runs on a solo homer. And Cole Tremaine, the freshman at Sacramento State, right-hander, stands 6'1" on the mound and is from his hometown of Folsom. Faces Ryan Cermak to lead off the bottom of the 5th. It's 2-1 Blues. And Cermak is 0 for 1 with a walk today. Taken for strike 2. Cermak swings and misses through that one and strikes out on 3 pitches. So Tremaine introduces himself to the Blues with a 3-pitch strikeout and will now face TJ Clarkson, who is 0 for 1 and has been hit by a pitch. Grounded out to second back in the bottom of the 3rd. No one on and 1 out for TJ as he takes inside ball 1. Tremaine steps off and runs through the signs again with Allenson and will deliver a 1-0 to Clarkson. Taken for ball 2. TJ, who has 2 3-hit games this season, one against the Mudcats in a 17-0 victory, takes ball 3 there, and one in the 3rd game of this season against the Potters. Other than that, he did not get a hit against the Coastal Cubs, 0 for 4, but did reach and scored a run. Got 1 hit against the Arroyo Seco Saints, a single late, and was 0 for 4 in Santa Barbara against the Foresters. So 3-1 is the count to TJ Clarkson out of the University of Utah. Fouled straight back against the netting, and the count will be full. No one on, 1 out, and 2-1 Blues is the score in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the payoff pitch. TJ looks inside at ball 4 as that one got away, and he will take first. Sounds of the Zach Brown band welcome Tate Samuelson to the plate, who did a solo bomb in the bottom of the 4th that led off the inning. That tied the game at 1. Costello would ground 1 to second. Error made. Second run scored. Samuelson takes ball 1. This is first at bat against Cole Tremaine. Tate, his homer was the 3rd. That RBI was the 15th for him. And after going 0 for 4 yesterday, is 1 for 2 with a homer. Popped up. Infield will have a look, but that'll drift into the crowd. It bounces and is caught by a fan. And foul ball in one hand, beer and phone in the other. And the count now is 1-1 to Tate Samuelson. Local kid out of Cal Poly SLO, hometown of San Diego, has chosen to spend his time in 2 of the best cities in the state of California. Outside ball 2. Not sliding any others. They're just good cities. A lot of good cities in California. 2-1. Swung on and fouled back. It'll dribble foul, and it's 2-2. Count is even to Samuelson. Flew out to right. Homered to left. And is in a 2-2 count against the freshman at Sacramento State, Cole Tremaine. Cole, who has also found himself in the lineup a number of times this year, can pitch and hit. 2-2. Breaks inside. Count will be full for the second straight batter. And this time it's Tate Samuelson. Last time it was TJ Clarkson, and he took a walk. In the dirt, ball 4. Samuelson will walk. So back-to-back walks have TJ Clarkson at second and Tate Samuelson at first. For Johnny Bloom, who's 0 for 2 today, he has grounded out to the pitcher and struck out looking. Bloom, who is prone to the extra base hit, has a homer and a bunch of doubles. Let's get you that exact number. Bloom's got 4 doubles. So of his 9 hits, 5 are of the extra base variety. And he'll take ball 1 from Tremaine. 2 on and 1 out. 2-1 Blues with the lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Lined past Morgan at third into left field. Runners will hold. So Bloom singles sharply to left. And after 2 walks and a single, the bases will be loaded for AJ Esperanza. AJ, who has walked twice. Bats now with the bases loaded and 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Cole Tremaine facing bumper-to-bumper traffic on the base paths and trying to get out of it. And he'll have to get through the lefty catcher, who has walked twice. That one is sent out to left and caught by DiGiorno. Tagging and scoring is TJ Clarkson, who gives the Blues a 3-1 lead. Esperanza sacrifice flies to left and brings in an RBI. For Esperanza, it's his 6th RBI of this season, and it comes on a sac fly to left. Here is Thomas Trinka, who walked in his last at-bat. He'll bat with men on first and second now, and 2 out in the bottom of the 5th. It is now 3-1 in favor of San Luis Obispo. One-0. And that one hit Trinka.
Yeah.
Shakes his left wrist. Hopefully Thomas is okay. But he'll take first after being hit by a pitch. For Trinka, that is the 4th time he has been hit by a pitch this season. And 4 other Blues have been hit by a pitch 4 times this season. Here is the first pitch to Nick Costello, who now bats with the bases loaded and 2 out in the bottom of the 5th. It is 3-1 Blues. Costello, who hit a ground ball to McPhillips at second. It got by him. Run would score. Costello would be safe at first. Sends that one out to center, but it is caught by Casillas before it's able to head into the outfield. So a line out to short with the bases loaded ends the inning for the Blues. It is 3-1 as they take the lead, and I'll be right back with you for the top of the 6th there at Sinsheimer Park. 3-1 Blues, your score as they tack on 1 more in the 5th. Welcome back. We are in the top of the 6th. Blues tacked on one more in the bottom of the 5th to lead by 2 now. So it's 3-1 Blues. And still out there for the Blues is number 44, Kyle Wish, right-hander. This is the deepest Kyle has gone in a ball game this year. Delivers the first pitch. And it is hit out to center, but Cermak comes on. And McPhillips, who is at the plate, flies out to center. He is now 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts to center and a strikeout. Here comes Aaron Casillas. We worked our way back to the top of the Crabs lineup, and it is 1 pitch and 1 out. Curveball breaks in there for strike 1. Wish is ahead on Casillas, who moved from the 8 hole to the 2 spot in the lineup and is 0 for 2 today with a pop out and a fly out to left. Second pitch from Wish misses for ball 1. So Kyle now has gone through 2 1/3. It's the deepest he's gone in any game. Previously had gone 2 full innings 3 times. Curveball, check swing, and they'll say he went around. It's now 1-2. Casillas bats with no one on and 1 out in the top of the 6th. It is 3-1 Blues. Hit out to center again, and Cermak will range on to make the catch. So Cermak sees work in back-to-back at-bats and makes the catches. There's now 2 out for Gabe Gioso. Gioso with the average at 286, takes ball 1. Curveball inside, ball 2. Wish trying to go through 3 full innings for the first time this season. Already we mentioned it again, deepest he's gone. And Coach Miller trusting him now with a 3-1 lead. And Wish, who has only given up 1 run all season. Delivers strike 1 to Gioso. Gioso 0 for 2. Fly out to right. Ground out to third. Here's the 2-1 from Wish. Curveball again. That one misses, though. It's 3-1. Here's the 3-1. Fouled off to the right side and beyond the Blues dugout. Count will be full to Gabe Gioso, the first baseman today. Payoff pitch. Floated out into right, and it'll drop for a base hit. So Gioso singles. I was going to say, if Gioso got out, before that single, the top third of this lineup was 0 for 8 until Gioso singles. They're now 1 for 9. He's safe at first, and here's the catcher, Andrew Allenson, who will bat, not leading off an inning for the first time today. Allenson looks at ball 1, and Wish has gone to the curveball more than I've seen at any point this season, and he's throwing it well. That one low, though, for ball 1. So it is Gioso at first. He just singled softly to right, and here is the 1-0 from Wish to Allenson. Check swing, and they'll say it's strike 1. Taking off for second is Gioso. Gunning there is Esperanza in time to get him. In the middle of Allinson's at-bat, Gioso tries for second and is caught stealing. Esperanza throws out a runner trying to steal for the second time today. And it remains 3-1 Blues, and Wish is through 3 clean innings protecting the lead he was given. Only allows 2 base runners on 2 singles, strikes out 1, gets the rest to fly out or ground out. We are through 5.5 here at Sinsheimer Park. I'll be right back with you for the bottom of the 6th on the Blue Streaming Network. Thanks for spending your Saturday afternoon with us. We are in the bottom of the 6th. And we're back to the top of the lineup in Connor Costeca. Connor 0 for 3 today. Faces Cole Tremaine, who is still out there for the Crabs. Tremaine deals ball 1 to Costeca. So the day for Connor, ground out to second, a ground out to short, and a pop out to short. Not the typical Connor Costeca line, but he'll bat with no one on and no out in the bottom of the 6th with a 3-1 lead for the Blues as he fouls that one straight back. Count even now at 1-1. For the Blues, it's been the middle of this lineup that has really come through today, namely Samuelson and Esperanza. Just in terms of production. 1-1 is line to right. Costeca has a single to lead off the bottom of the 6th. And he says you can get that for stuff out of here. He singles to right to lead off the inning. And here is Ryan Fenn, who has a single to his credit today as well. First time we've seen Costeca and Fenn bat first and second. Usually it's Fenn leading off and Costeca batting ninth. So they do protect each other in the lineup, but today we see them batting first and second as foul shows a bunt. Fenn shows a bunt and bunts it foul. Count is 0-1 to Ryan Fenn. Throwing over to first to check on Costeca is Tremaine. So Tremaine has come out and gave up a run on the sac fly by Esperanza. That made it 3-1. Here's the 0-1 to Fenn. High ball 1. It's Costeca at first. He singled. And Fenn at the plate in a 1-1 count. Here's the third pitch to Ryan. Costeca takes off for second. It's fouled straight back by Fenn. Costeca will head back to first, and the count will go to 1-2 as Tremaine gets ahead on Fenn. Fenn takes a curveball in there for strike 3 called, and he is set down on 4 pitches. Strikes out looking, and now there's 1 away in the inning for Ryan Cermak. Cermak has only reached once today. He has popped out to the pitcher. He walked back in the 3rd and struck out to lead off the bottom of the 5th. He'll bat now with Kosteka still at first. Takes a breaking pitch in there for strike one. Cermak has gotten a hit in every game. Tripled yesterday. Throw over to first, checks on Kosteka. He's safe. One away in the bottom of the sixth. It's another good one. It is 3-1 Blues. Kosteka takes off for second. Breaking pitch is taken for a ball, and Connor steals second. For Kosteka, it is his third stolen base, and that single was his 16th hit. So Kosteka is safe at second, and Cermak is in a 1-2 count. Runner in scoring position for Ryan, and there's just one away in the bottom of the sixth. It's 3-1 Blues. Cole Tremaine trying to deal with the 5-tool center fielder. He'll step off and force Kosteka to head back into second. If there was anyone at the bag, he would have thrown it to him. This is a Blues lineup that is hitting .313 on the season. Here's a 1-2 to Cermak. Swung on and missed strike three. He strikes out for the second time today. Back-to-back strikeouts. Have 2 outs and a runner on second for TJ Clarkson, who has reached in 2 of his 3 at-bats, both a different way. He's been hit by a pitch and taken first on a base on balls. 2 out with Kosteka on second. He singled to lead off the inning and stole that base. Fouled straight back into the left side of our press box. So Clarkson bats with a man in scoring position for the first time today. His team leading by 2, and the count 0-1 with Cole Tremaine set to deliver a second pitch in this at-bat to the first baseman. It bounces and gets away. Kosteka will take third. Pitch in the dirt, bounced off the foot of Allenson behind the plate. And Kosteka is safe at third now with Clarkson in a 1-1 count. So it's a wild pitch for Tremaine that allows Kosteka to take third now. And after singling and stealing second, he will advance to third on the wild pitch. And the first baseman out of the University of Utah, left-hander, TJ Clarkson, his 4th at-bat. He's in a 1-1 count. And a possible 4th run for the Blues just 90 feet away. Here's Tremaine, who looks in and delivers the 1-1. Fouled back and again to the left side of our press box. Those foul balls like us recently, as of late. Have yet to flinch, unlike yesterday. Yesterday, when it headed towards us, I covered my face and backed away. Here's the 1-2 to Clarkson. Outside ball 2. Second time the Blues have had a runner on third and 2 outs in an inning. We'll see if they can bring him in this time. Last time it was AJ Esperanza. That breaking pitch is in there beautifully for strike 3 called. And after giving up the leadoff single, Tremaine strikes out 3 straight Blues. He strikes out Fenn looking, Cermak swinging, and Clarkson looking to end the inning. And the Blues strand another runner on third. It is still 3-1 San Luis Obispo, but we will head to the top of the 7th now with the Crabs bats trying to get their first run since the top of the 2nd. And it's a good one, again, as promised, here at Sinsheimer. I've been Zach Ebrahim, and I hope you're enjoying this one as much as I am. New pitcher out there for the Blues. We'll introduce you to him in just a moment, and I'll be right back on the Blue Streaming Network. Thanks for hanging out. Welcome back. We are in the top of the 7th through 6. It is 3-1 Blues. It's another close one late. Well, Andrew Allenson, he was up to bat in the top of the 6th with Gioso on first. And Gabe tried to steal second, was thrown out by Esperanza. And in the middle of Allenson's at-bat, I mentioned that it was the first time in the game that he was batting to lead off an inning. He still, for the third time today, will bat to lead off an inning. And the new pitcher out there for the Blues, who just delivered ball 1, is the lefty, Jared Hart, teammate of Ryan Cermak, a senior at Illinois State, Jared is. And Hart is the second straight pitcher out of Illinois, as Allenson, as he did back in the second, singles to right. And a good piece of hitting by the tall catcher, and he'll be safe at first. He is 2 for 3 today. So all 3 of the 4 players on the Blues roster that hail from the state of Illinois have made an appearance. It was Kyle Wish, and now it's Jared Hart. Jared Hart's not from Illinois. He's from Cedar Park, Texas. He just goes to school in Illinois. But still a teammate of Ryan Cermak. Throws over to first to check on Allenson, and David Morgan, the third baseman, is up to bat with Allenson, who singles to lead off the top of the 7th. It's 3-1 Blues. And here's the first pitch to Morgan. It's a curveball that dips low for ball 1. Morgan walked back in the second and flew out to center in the 4th. We are in the 7th now. He bats with 1 man on. That's Allenson. And no outs. And a 1-0 count against Hart. Outside ball 2. Hart throws a hard fastball in the high 80s and a beautiful curveball in the low 70s, high 60s even. 2-0 from him as he'll check first and now deal. The fastball's low. It's 3-0 to Morgan, and he's on the doorstep of his second walk today. The hit for Andrew Allenson has him now with 16 on the season. He now leads the Crabs in that category. 3-0 from Hart. In there for strike 1. Three-one from Hart. Curveball. Outside ball 4. That just tells you how confident Jared is in that curveball. He throws it 3-1 and will walk David Morgan. So the first 2 Crabs reach on an Allenson single. He's now safe at second. And a Morgan walk, his second today. He's safe at first for David Morgan. That walk, the 2 walks today give him now 5 on the season. And there will be a meeting of the minds on the mound with Dean Traynor and Jared Hart in this infield to discuss how to attack Tyler Gannis, who will bat with 2 on and no one out in the top of the 7th. Crabs lurking here, only down 2. It's 3-1, and as promised, it's a good one. Blues come in 11-2, suffered their second loss of the season last night at the hands of the Humboldt Crabs. Crabs come in here riding a 5-game win streak. They're looking to continue that here, and it can all start with a comeback here in the top of the 7th. That'll all be up to Tyler Gannis at the plate, who reached on a fielder's choice back in the 2nd and popped out to 2nd back in the 4th. So the second straight righty will be on to face Jared Hart. Outside, ball 1. Two on, no out, and a 1-0 count to Tyler Gannis at the plate for the Humboldt Crabs. Here's that 1-0. Swung on and missed, strike 1. So for Jared Hart, this is his 5th appearance. The ERA sitting at 2.45 coming into today. He's thrown 7 1/3 innings pitched. That walk was his first he's allowed all season. That base hit to Allenson, the 7th he's allowed. Has not given up a run in 11 days. Throws over to second to check on Allenson, and he picked him off. So the lefty saw that Allenson had a lead. Fenn came in and tagged Allenson to get him out. And that's a huge first out. No runner in scoring position for the Crabs. It's now just David Morgan at first, who walked, and a 1-1 to Gannis, who grounds one to Kosteka at short. Double play ball onto first, and he's safe. Don't want to get ahead of myself. Excuse me. I apologize for that. There are 2 outs now in the top of the 7th. Double play ball from Kosteka to Fenn, 6-4, and then to 3, TJ Clarkson. But Gannis beat it out. He's safe at first now, so he swaps places with David Morgan. And here is Aiden Morris, the DH, who has walked and grounded out to first. Throw on to first. Hart, who already picked off Allenson brilliantly at second. So after the Crabs single and walk to lead off the inning, a pickoff move and a double play ball, Hart throws over again. He's safe. A double play ball that only gets 1 out has now Morris batting with Gannis at first. And 2 out, top of the 7th. It's still 3-1 Blues, and Hart dealing with Morris. Here's the first pitch to him. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Morris walked back in the 2nd. Grounded out in the 5th. Curveball in there, strike 2. Jared Hart, who dealt with some early traffic, single and a walk, had a man in scoring position. He was picked off. Double play ball got Morgan out. But Gannis reached on the fielder's choice, and here is this 0-2 to Morris. Meanwhile, that one swung on, and it's hit fair. Samuelson ranges on from third, throws to first in time. Side retired. No damage done. It's still 3-1 Blues. And it's time to stretch. So after the Crabs get a leadoff single and walk, they do not score. Jared Hart gets out of the jam beautifully and keeps it at 3-1 Blues through 6.5 here at Sinsheimer Park. Blues bats will be back up in the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Tate Samuelson to lead things off for them in their half of the 7th. And we all sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." A tradition as old as time. Blues looking for their 12th win of this season and looking to snap the 5-game losing streak of the Humboldt Crabs. This is the second of a 3-game weekend series here at Sinsheimer. Hope you're enjoying it. I'll be right back with you after this short break on the Blue Streaming Network. Don't go anywhere. It's still a good one. Here's Tate Samuelson, as promised, to lead off the bottom of the 7th for the Blues, and he is hit right away on the first pitch he sees. He will take first base. It's Johnny Bloom to bat with Samuelson at first, who was just hit by a pitch. So 1 on and no out. And the bottom of the 7th, it is 3-1 Blues. And it is still Cole Tremaine out there for the Crabs. He just delivered strike 1 to Bloom, who singled in his last at-bat back in the 5th. For Samuelson now, he's reached in 3 of his 4 plate appearances, and all 3 a different way. Swung on and hit grounded foul by Bloom. So Samuelson, he started his day. Okay, he flew out to right. So he had been 0 for 5 in his last at-bats. Then he sent a pitch a mile away out to left for a solo homer that tied this game. Then he walked in the 5th. And now he's been hit by a pitch to lead off the 7th. The Blues 7th, that is. We are in the bottom of the 7th. There's 1 on and no out. And a 0-2 count to Bloom, who fouls one back. Man, they like the press box. I don't know if they like it or they don't like it, but they're sending a lot of balls our way. And it is still 0-2 on Bloom. Way inside, ball 1. So for Samuelson, this is his 11th game. He's been hit by a pitch 5 times. He now, uncomfortably, leads the team in that category. He's been hit 5 times by a pitch. He's safe at first. The count is 2-2 as Bloom just took a ball from Tremaine. That 2-2 is popped up, and the infield will have a look at it. It's Casillas. Now it's Morgan calling it off and making the catch for the first out. Here is AJ Esperanza, who is having arguably his best game as a Blue. He has walked twice. Back in the 2nd, he got all the way to 3rd. Didn't come around to score. In the 4th, he walked. Then he walked in the 4th, would come around to score then, and would have a sac fly and an RBI back in the 5th. That made it 3-1 Blues. That is our score now. Checks his swing and takes strike 1. Count is 1-1 on AJ. It is still Samuelson at first. He was hit by a pitch to lead off the inning. Bloom popped up to 3rd, and here is Esperanza. 3rd pitch from Tremaine is fouled back. Count now 1-2. 1 out, bottom 7. It's 3-1 Blues. Crabs struck early. Scored 1 in the top of the 2nd. Blues took the lead in the bottom of the fourth, tacked one on in the fifth, and here we are. One, two. Sent out to center. Now in left center is Powell ranging on and doesn't make the catch. Esperanza safe at second, and now Samuelson is safe at third. So another ball hit into the gap in the outfield drops. It's the third time we've seen it now. So it's a double for Esperanza. So it's a double for Esperanza, and he's having a day. So now AJ is safe at second, Samuelson safe at third, and look who it is. It's Mason Grotto pinch hitting with men on second and third and just one out in the bottom of the seventh, and it is 3-1 Blues. He's pinch hitting for Thomas Trinka. Tremaine deals to Grotto, who takes ball one. Well, we said Mason was getting the day off. We just meant from starting, I guess. And he will take over for Trinka in left field. Grotto played. Here's the second pitch. It's inside, ball two. Grotto played first base yesterday, and now he's going to come in and play left field. So Samuelson safe at third. He was hit by a pitch to lead off the inning. Esperanza doubled to left center. That's where he is now at second. And here is Grotto in a 2-out count against Tremaine. Third pitch.
Yeah, 1 out.
It is 3-0 to Grotto. Trinka ends his day with a strikeout, a walk, and he was hit by a pitch. Here is Grotto now. It is 3-1. Het out to center, and Powell will range on. Now it's in left center. Calls him off, makes the catch. Tagging is Samuelson trying to score. Throw is not in time. He will. So in typical Mason Grotto fashion, he comes in to pinch hit, and in his only at-bat, brings in a runner from third to give him 22 RBIs on the season. He is second in the CCL in that category. 22 ribbies for Grotto. And he brings in Samuelson from third to make it 4-1 Blues. And here now is Austin Schell pinch hitting for Nick Costello. So the two men did not start for the first time this season, coming in huge pinch hitting opportunities. And Grotto did his job, drove in the man from third. It's 4-1. Here is Schell now to bat with Esperanza at second and 2 out in the bottom of the seventh. And he'll take strike one from Cole Tremaine. Schell looked at strike one. That one's high, ball one. It's 4-1 Blues. And here's a 1-1 to Schell. Outside, ball two. So Grotto continues to be unreal. Drives in his 22nd RBI in just a pinch hit appearance. Now Schell a chance to tack on. Runner in scoring position. 2-1 to him. Swung on and missed, strike two. Count will be even. There are 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the seventh. Blues have tacked on one and are on the doorstep of another with Esperanza at second. He doubled. And it's Schell in a 2-2 count. Hit to Casillas at short. He'll ground it and throw on to first. That'll end the inning. But not before the Blues pick up one more and increase the lead at 4-1. Crabs will have 2 more chances in the top of the 8th and top of the 9th to come back but our score stands at 4-1 in favor of San Luis Obispo here at Sinsheimer Park, and we're happy to have you along with us. I'll be back with you for the Crabs Bats in the top of the 8th after this short break on the Blue Streaming Network. Thanks for making us part of your Saturday afternoon. We're in the top of the 8th. It's 4-1 Blues. Defensive substitutions for San Luis Obispo. Mason Grotto, who drove in that 4th run, moves to left. Justin Trimble, subbing in for Nick Costello, is in right. Infield defensive positions remain the same. As for the pitcher on the mound, it's still Jared Hart, set to start his 2nd inning of work. We're in the top of the 8th. It's 4-1 Blues, and leading things off is Luke Powell, responsible for the only Crabs run today. First pitch from Hart is in there, strike 1. So the Blues have scored in 3 of 6 innings so far. Swung on and missed. Excuse me, 3 of 7. My mistake. 3 of 7. They scored 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and 1 in the 7th. Powell in an 0-2 hole against Jared Hart. He singled in his last at-bat. Curveball dips away for ball 1. And it's 1-2 now to Luke Powell, the center fielder. Way inside, and that hit Powell. So for the 2nd consecutive inning, a man is hit by a pitch to lead off the inning. It was Samuelson in the last, and now it is Powell in the top of the 8th. Coach Miller out there disputing that he swung at it. That's what they're discussing. Umpires will convene and discuss themselves. Right now, Powell is safe at first after being hit by a pitch, but the conversation here being, should he still be at the plate because he swung at the pitch?
Hit by pitch.
They'll say he was hit by a pitch. They'll keep him there at first, so the Crabs get the leadoff man on. It's Luke Powell, and here comes Drake DiGiorno, the left fielder. Well, here comes Coach Miller, who's going to call to the bullpen here. So that'll do it for Jared Hart. I mean, he throws a couple pitches here in the top of the 8th, and his day is done. So he gets through 1 full inning. And we'll see who's in for the Blues now in the top of the 8th. We'll introduce you to the new Blues arm in just a matter of moments on the other end of this break here on the Blues Streaming Network. Thank you so much for hanging out.
And your whiteboard.
New pitcher out there for the Blues. Right-hander out of the University of Utah. It is Zach McCleve. So McCleve, a junior out of Utah, hometown of West Valley, Utah, is on to pitch for the Blues. Jared Hart just hit Luke Powell, so he is at first. Crabs get the leadoff man on. McCleve now is in line for the save. If he were to go and get the next 6 outs, he would get a save. But the task at hand, more importantly, getting out of this inning and maintaining free, he'll have to get through Drake DiGiorno, who will bat with the man on first. And no one out in the top of the 8th. It is 4-1 Blues, and we are in for a good finish. Crabs get the leadoff man on. We'll see if see what McCleve can do. This is his 6th appearance. 6th appearance for Zach. In an 0-1 count, McCleve dealing, and it'll be up to DiGiorno to deliver. That one gets away. Runner will take off for second and be safe. So Powell, as that pitch got away, is safe at second. He was hit by a pitch to lead off the inning. 1-1 the count to DiGiorno. Passed ball allows Powell to take second. McCleve has only gone more than one inning once. Delivers ball 2. That was in the second game of the season. McCleve got the final 6 outs in a 14-3 win against the Lincoln Potters. In that appearance, he didn't give up a hit, didn't give up a run, obviously. Zach has not given up a run all season and trying to keep it that way in a 2-1 count. DiGiorno pops that one up. Infield will have a look behind the plate. Esperanza makes the catch for a huge first out. And DiGiorno is put away. He is 0 for 3. One out. Man on second is Luke Powell. McCleve gets that key out. For Zach coming into today, he had gone 6 full innings. This is his 6th appearance. He has only given up 2 hits all season. Deals now. Ball 1. The right-handed sidearm delivery of Zach McCleve. Out of Utah, teammates of Matt Sox and TJ Clarkson. Got the final 3 outs in a 5-0 win at Santa Barbara. In a win against the Foresters. Deals now, 1-0, dribbled foul, and it is 1-1. Struck out 1 in his last appearance. Hasn't allowed a hit in a week. It's 1-1 the count. to Dylan McPhillips as we work our way back to the top of this Crabs order. Count even on McPhillips, who is 0 for 3 today with 2 flyouts to center and a strikeout looking. Half-hearted swing and a miss. He'll be given a strike. McCleve will be, that is.
1-2.
1-2 is the count, and there's one man on second. That's Luke Powell. And the man at the plate, McPhillips, is in that 1-2 count against McCleve, who got one key out. Looking for another. 1-2 outside, and it's 2-2. This is the tightest position McCleve has pitched in all year. He's pitched in 11-run win, a 5-run loss, a 13-run win, a 17-run win, and a 5-run win. This is just a 3-run ball game. Blues do lead. Here is the 2-2 to McPhillips. Outside ball 3. So McCleve, who has struck out 8, allowed 2 walks, and has given up just 2 hits on the season, is in a full count against the leadoff hitter, Dylan McPhillips. And there's 1 out. We're in the top of the 8th, and our score is 4-1 Blues. McCleve will step off, forcing Powell to head back into second. Payoff pitch from McCleve to McPhillips is swung on and missed for strike 3. Out of the game for Blues pitching, and it's a huge one. He got DiGiorno to pop out to the catcher. He strikes out McPhillips on a payoff pitch, and here is Aaron Casillas, who himself is 0 for 3 with a pop out and 2 flyouts. There's 2 out in the top of the 8th. Runner on second for the Crabs, and McCleve deals to Casillas, strike 1. That one is hit out to right, ranging on, and no one can make the catch. Run will score. That one drops out in right. It's 4-2. So with 2 outs in the top of the 8th, Casillas will be safe at first, and it's 4-2. Crabs have cut the lead in half. It's a single and an RBI as Casillas sent one, and 3 Blues could not converge to make the catch. It dropped in the middle of them. A perfectly placed bloop single drives in the second run of the day for the Crabs. McCleve deals strike 1 to Gioso. Gioso 1 for 3 with a single, has been caught stealing. Takes for a ball. 1-1 the count to Gabe Gioso. It's Casillas at first. He has singled in another run. He had 2 RBIs yesterday. He's got 1 today. McCleve deals. That one is ripped foul into the Blues bullpen. It is 1-2 now. 2 outs. Top of the 8th. Crabs just tacked on 1 more. They hadn't scored since the 2nd. They tack on 1 here in the top of the 8th. Trying to do more against McCleve. It's the first run McCleve has allowed all season on just the 3rd hit. Deals. That one's a chopper to Fenn at second. He'll throw on to Clarkson at first to end the inning. Crabs do get 1 more. Cut the lead in half. It's 4-2 now in favor of the Blues. We will head to the Blues half of the 8th. Crabs score for the first time since the top of the 2nd. It is now 4-2. Casillas singles in another run. And with the Blues by 2, their bats will be up in the bottom of the 8th trying to protect that lead. And speaking of the Blues scoring, I want to thank one of our generous sponsors, Injectors Direct, who sponsor personally when the Blues score, you score. Of course, here at Sinsheimer Park, when the Blues score for the rest of that inning, light beers and wines are $3. And the fans all score along with the team. So thank you to Injectors Direct for sponsoring the fan favorite deal that is given out by the San Luis Obispo Blues. I'm going to take a short break. I'll be right back with you for the Blues bats in the bottom of the 8th. We have a great one. It is 4-2, and you better not go anywhere. I'll be right back. It's 4-2 Blues, and we are now in the bottom of the 8th. New pitcher on the mound for the Humboldt Crabs is Wesley Harper. And he'll have to get through the top of this Blues lineup. It's Connor Costeca, who's 1 for 4 with a single that came back in the bottom of the 6th. Was 0 for 3 up until that point, and the leadoff hitting shortstop, left-hander, faces the righty Harper with no one on and no outs. Shows bunt quickly. It's bunted foul. And Harper gets ahead on Costeca, 0-1. Crabs got 1 in the top of the 8th. They cut that lead in half. It's 4-2 Blues. And for the second straight game, it's a close one late. Crabs last night were able to pull away in the 9th. Went down as a 5-run victory. The final in that one, 8-3. Only a 2-run ball game here, and we're in the bottom of the 8th. No one on, no one out. 0-1 count to Costeca from Harper. Fouled back to the left side, and it's 0-2. It has been a good one. It's been 2 good ones at Sinsheimer Friday and Saturday. We'll have game 3 of this weekend series, of course, tomorrow. Early afternoon baseball. 1 p.m. first pitch, swung on and missed there by Costeca. 3-pitch strikeout starts Wesley Harper's day, and Costeca finishes his day 1 for 5. Here's Ryan Fenn, who's 1 for 4 himself. In opposite fashion of Costeca, he singled in the first and has gone 0 for 3 since. Here's his first pitch he sees from Harper. Swings at that one. Bit low, and it's 0-1. Oh, and 1 the count to Fenn. He looks at ball 1. Again, it is 4-2 Blues. Trying to add to that here. If they do not, Crabs will have to come back in the top of the 9th. Swung on and missed by Fenn. And it is 1-2. Crabs pitching has struck out 7 Blues. Blues have only struck out 3 crabs. 1-2. Bounce to the plate. And it's 2-2. Two the count. Harper to Fenn. Thought about swinging, thought better of it, checked it, and it's full at 3-2. Harper set to deliver a payoff pitch to Fenn with 1 on and no one out in the bottom of the 8th. In a 2-run ball game here at Sinsheimer Park, Fenn went through it and strikes out. So Harper has seen Kostecka and Fenn. He has struck them both out. And here comes Ryan Cermak, who has struck out twice himself. And here's what's at stake for Cermak. He is 0 for 3 with a walk. He doesn't have a hit. He has gotten a hit in every ball game up until tonight. That in jeopardy for Ryan Cermak. I guarantee you he's not aware of that. He'll be trying nonetheless. Swings and misses through that one. It's 0-1. Oh, 1 to Cermak. Outside ball 1. Stay tuned for what promises to be a fun top of the 9th. See what the Crabs are able to do. First, we'll see if the Blues are able to tack on any more. As I get ahead of myself. Cermak is behind 1-2. Tends to happen. One and 2 is the count. Cermak bats with no one on and 2 out in the bottom of the 8th. That one is bounced and gets away. It's 2-2 now. It's 4-2 Blues. Here is that 2-2 from Wesley Harper to Ryan Cermak, and it is sent out to center and drops for a base hit. Cermak singles, and he has now still gotten a hit in every game he's played. Here's TJ Clarkson. One of two players out of the University of Utah to play for the Blues tonight. Zach McCleave, who pitched in the last half inning, a teammate of TJ's. We've also seen teammates out of Illinois State in Cermak and Jared Hart. Clarkson takes strike 1 from Harper. So 0-1 the count. Cermak at first, 2 out, bottom 8. Here's the second pitch of the at-bat. Cermak taking off for second. Pitches in the dirt. Throwing in. Not in time. Cermak will steal second. That stolen base, the 3rd for Ryan this season. Excuse me, the 5th. 5 stolen bases for Cermak now. 1-1 the count to Clarkson. Looks inside at ball 2. Two one now. Cermak takes off for third. It's taken for a strike, and he'll steal third. 6 stolen bases now for Cermak. Grotto leads the team in stolen bases with 7. And Cermak has now stolen 6. Stop me if you've heard Grotto leads the team in fill in the blank. It's Cermak at third. TJ Clarkson just took ball 3. It's a full count to TJ Clarkson. And Wesley Harper shakes off the first sign from Allenson. Now they agree on the pitch and location, and he'll deal it. Payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. And for the third time today, TJ Clarkson will take first base. For the second time today, he'll be walked there. Well, here's the man you don't want to see at the plate if you're Humboldt, and that's Tate Samuelson. This is a bottom of the 8th that has now seen, after Harper struck out Kosteka and Fenn consecutively, gives up a single to Cermak, a walk to Clarkson, and now has to get through Tate Samuelson, who has homered, walked, and been hit by a pitch. Bats with 2 on, that's men at the corners, and 2 out in the bottom of the 8th. It's 4-2 Blues. First pitch he sees from Harper is outside, ball 1. So for Clarkson, he's been walked the 6th and 7th time, for the 6th and 7th time this season. Here's a 1-0 to Samuelson. Say that got the zone, and it's 1-1. Count even. And here's the third pitch of the at-bat. Samuelson swings and misses at that one. It's now 1-2 as Harper gets ahead in the count. Cermak tempting from third. Samuelson grounds one to Morgan at third. He sticks it. Guns to first. Are you kidding me? He got him and saved a run. Just filthy stuff from David Morgan at third. If we were on live television, that would be censored. We'll head to the top of the 9th. It's 4-2 Blues. We hope he didn't go anywhere. Man, circle that. We got to circle that play if you're a Crabs fan right now, because that saved a run. That kept it at 4-2. And we will head to the top of the 9th with that score. And it'll be Zach McCleve looking for the 6-out save. I'll be right back. Got to compose myself. Thanks for hanging out on the Blue Streaming Network. We are in the top of the 9th as we welcome you back to Sinsheimer Park. It is 4-2 Blues, and it's the last chance for the Crabs. And stop me if you've heard, Andrew Allenson is at the plate to lead off the inning. It's his 4th at-bat. All 4 times now, he has hit to lead off the inning. It is Zach McCleve in line for the save if he can get the final 3 outs. First pitch to Allenson, swung on and line to Kosteka at short. He'll gun to first in time, and there's 1 out. 1 pitch and 1 out for McCleve, who gave up a run back in the top of the 8th. That was the first run McCleve gave up all year, has given up all year. Has now induced back-to-back groundouts. There's one out in the top of the ninth. It is 4-2 Blues. Here's David Morgan, who just made a run-saving play at third to keep it at 4-2. His play on to third, from third to first, kept it at 4-2, and that ended the inning. He takes ball one from McCleve, now fouls one straight back, and it's 1-1. So far today, Morgan has walked twice and flown out to center. So without a base hit, but has reached in 2 of his 3 plate appearances. Here's the 1-1 from McCleve. There's one out in the top of the ninth. It's high, ball 2. Again, we're in a 2-run ball game here. Blues lead 4-2. Here's that 2-1. Swung on and grounded to Kosteka again, and he'll gun to first for another out. It is 2 outs now for the Blues, and just 1 away from snapping the 5-game win streak of the Humboldt Crabs and getting the Blues' 12th win of this season. The last chance for the Crabs is Tyler Gannis. He has reached twice on 2 fielders' choices, and they'll take ball 1 from McCleve. Blues still lead by 2. McCleve an out away from a 6-out save. It would be just the second save of any pitcher's gotten this season. Blues haven't played a lot of close ones. That one's in there, strike 1. Count is even at 1-1. There's 2 outs in the top of the ninth. It's 4-2 Blues. That only save, Kyle Wish got it back in Lincoln in the 3rd game of the season. Here's the 1-1 to that one's out to right and ranging on. Can't make the catch. So Gannis is safe at first. And the Crabs will indeed bring the tying run to the plate. And we'll see if it is indeed Aiden Morris or if it's a pinch hitter. See what Robin Guyver deploys here. I suspect it will be a pinch hitter.
It's a pinch hitter.
It is. It is 25. Let's get his name for you. Ethan O'Neill Smith. So Ethan Smith now, junior out of the University of Portland, is the tying run at the plate for the Crabs. It's 4-2. Gannis just singled. He's safe at first. And McCleve, righty on righty, faces Smith. Grounded to McCleve, gets by him. Kosteka gets away from him. 2 Blues get their hands on it. So Ethan Smith, the man who led off the game yesterday with a homer, singles, and it's back-to-back singles for the Crabs to get men on first and second. The go-ahead run is at the plate in the form of Luke Powell, who drove in the first run for the Crabs on the day. That was in the top of the second. Now it's 4-2 with 2 on and 2 out for Humboldt. McCleve checks second and delivers the first pitch to Powell, who hands that one out to left center. That one's in the gap. Ranging back is Grotto. Can't make the catch. 1 run will score. They'll send the throw in. 2 runs have scored. Runners at third. Fenn has it on the cutoff throw. Humboldt has tied the game at 4. Luke Powell, the hero in the top of the ninth. He's driven in 3 on the day. He hits a 2 RBI triple.
Pinch hitter, Jim. 12. 1.
It's Ethan Fischel, who started yesterday at second. The go-ahead run is at third. Fischel at the plate. And McCleve deals to him ball 1. So McCleve has blown the save opportunity. We're tied at 4. Second pitch is swung on and missed by Fischel. Powell So after back-to-back singles by Gannis and Smith, Smith was a pinch hitter, and it was a nice little infield single. Luke Powell triples to left center. This one's grounded to Fenn at second. He'll throw on to first. We will be tied heading to the bottom of the ninth at 4. A 2 RBI triple by Powell ties us at that. It's 4-4. Official grounds out to third to end the Crabs' ninth. Blues will have a chance to win it in the bottom of the ninth, and it'll be Johnny Bloom unless there's a pinch hitter due up in the bottom of the ninth. We hope you didn't go anywhere. We're tied at 4, and I'll be back with you for the bottom of the ninth here on the Blue Streaming Network. It's 4-4. We're heading to the bottom of the ninth. It'll still be Wesley Harper out there for the Humboldt Crabs. We hope you didn't go anywhere because with 2 outs, Zach McCleve was 1 out away from a 6-out save. He'd give up singles to Gannis and an infield one that he got his glove on, and so did Kosteka, to Ethan Smith. They were on first and second. On the next at-bat, Luke Powell stepped up and tripled to left center to score Gannis and Smith that tied the game. Official grounded out to and the top of the ninth. Here we are. It's Johnny Bloom, as promised, the DH today, who's 1 for 4 with a single. We are tied. It's 4-4. We're in the bottom of the ninth, and Wesley Harper is still out there. Blues were not expecting to be in this position. There's no question about it, but here they are. Tie ball game, bottom of the ninth. And it is Bloom to lead it off. There's the first pitch from Harper. Bloom takes strike 1. A 1 the count. No outs and no one on. 0-2 the count. Oh, 2 to Bloom. Sent out to left center. It'll drop. Bloom will round first and head into second. He'll drive for 3. The throw is late. Bloom triples. After a triple ties it, Bloom triples to lead off the bottom of the ninth. The winning run is 90 feet away. And here is the catcher, AJ Esperanza. 2 walks, an RBI, and a double for Esperanza today. He's got a chance to bring in the winning run. The infield is tightly packed in. There's no outs in the bottom of the ninth. Harper delivers ball 1. Esperanza takes ball 1. Bloom is at third. He tripled to lead off the bottom of the ninth. Infield packed in. 1-0 to Esperanza. Taken for ball 2. Here's the 2-0 to AJ Esperanza. Swung on and hit up into center. Bloom scores. Blues win. And it's a walk-off single for AJ Esperanza. He gets the start. He's the player of the game. He did the catching. He brings in the winning run. Blues win 5-4. It's the 12th win of the season for the Blues. They play a close one, and they walk it off. AJ Esperanza, the hero. Bloom tripled to lead off the bottom of the ninth. A base hit to center scored him. And that does it. 5-4 your final. The win streak is snapped at 5 for the Crabs. They will go to 13-3 on the season. The Blues to 12-2. We hope you didn't go anywhere. And we hope you enjoyed this one. It was terrific. It was phenomenal. The game of the year. There were some doubts. That top of the ninth was scary. But the Blues deliver. Again, a triple by Bloom led off the bottom of the ninth. And an RBI single to center walked it off. AJ Esperanza, the hero. And I think you know who I'm going to be grabbing for this post-game show. I'm going to go grab AJ Esperanza. We'll get him in the press box. We'll ask him some questions. We'll all try to calm down. Final line for Blues pitching. Vaughn Martyr, he went 3 full innings, only allowed the 1 run on 1 hit, walked 2 and struck out 1. Wish came in and was really impressive. Only gave up the 2 hits, struck out 1, went through 3 full innings. That was the longest he's gone all year. Jared Hart, equally impressive, but did give up a run on a hit. And McCleve, the blown save, unfortunately for Zach, went 2 full innings, the 2 earned runs that tied it late on 4 hits. Allowed a triple, of course, and 1 strikeout.
McCleve is the winning pitcher.
But he's the winning pitcher? McCleve is the winning pitcher. Zach gets the win. More importantly, Blues get the win. They get their 12th win of this season. Stay tuned for the post-game show. Blues Live. We'll get AJ Esperanza in here, the hero, the walk-off single. 5-4, your final. Blues beat the Crabs. What an incredible finish. We hope you stuck around. We hope you had as much fun as I did. I've been Zach Ebrahim. I'm going to head into the dugout and try and get AJ Esperanza. Stay tuned. Man, that was a fun one. For statistician Max Lober, PA announcer Jim, sound guy Evan Sonny. Signing off from Sinsheimer on a glorious Sunday afternoon. The Blues win. I'll be right back with the hero, AJ Esperanza.